Hey, let's take a look at our TEL that's coming up at the end of next week. And I know some of you have had questions already, so let me provide some further clarification. First, it's a 20-minute presentation, and you're demonstrating 21st century skills, digital integration, and innovative approaches to teaching. Now, this course project is going to have a paper that provides the scholarly rationale to support your presentation. Now, over these past few weeks, you've been collecting artifacts, information, and literature. And now it's kind of time to put it all together. So you're going to have a unit or a training, and you're going to be demonstrating through your presentation that you grasp 21st century skills, digital literacy, and innovative thinking. And the paper is going to kind of be your proof. And you're going to turn that in. So yeah, what are some questions here you have about, well, I'm not presenting this to anybody in particular. It's kind of to you, Dr. Ham. It's kind of to my fellow classmates. And I'm going to be doing it kind of asynchronously, or it's not in real time like I'm standing up in front of someone. So that's why you're going to use these course project presentations tools like Adobe Spark, Screencast-O-Matic, or VoiceThread. Or maybe you want to pick something else, and that would be okay. Just run it by me so we can make sure there's no potential stanks there. So you're going to be presenting your unit. You're going to be presenting a professional development seminar asynchronously through these particular tools. Now, let's talk a little bit about presentation specs. Since some have had questions about, well, am I presenting this information or am I actually presenting the unit? Well, yeah, and I'll kind of let you figure out how you want to do that. The way I've seen it successfully done in the past is someone, introduces themselves using the slides here, where they provide the rationale, their artifacts, and things like that. They have an introduction to the topic of one or two slides. Basically say, hey, I'm so-and-so. I have chosen this topic for my presentation. I'm going to be using it as a professional development seminar, or I'm going to teach this in my class. They are grade level, and the outcome is this. And here is a demonstration of how I'm going to do that. The first thing I'll do would be this, and then they explain it, show an artifact, and things like that. So there are various ways that you can do that, but that's part of the assignment, right? Figuring out creatively and using 21st century skills, how you would communicate to someone through these presentation tools, your grasp of these skills, and then how you would go ahead and explain how you would demonstrate a unit or professional development training or time with them. So the presentation specs are you got 20 minutes, about 12 slides, maximum of 30. And your presentation, you have your introduction, and then the body should contain your academic rationale. Why, how do you incorporate these digital literacy skills, innovative thinking, 21st century skills, and why? And what are some of the artifacts you're using? Connected to the three themes, connected to your worker context, and implications and conclusion. Now, the paper is kind of another part of this. So you're going to have your presentation with the slides, and then your paper is going to kind of be your academic or scholarly backup plan, if you will, or it's almost like your blueprint that I can pick up and look at, the behind the scenes. And in here, you're going to have a one-page introduction and a digital artifact that communicates the content, of the introduction that incorporates digital media. You're going to have your literature review. And that's what literature review is, what you kind of say when you combine lit and literature. And then you'll have your artifacts, your lesson plan, a 2-page lesson plan listing the goals, and looks a lot like the TEL template. And then a reflection, 1 to 2-page reflection that talks about the integration of the 3 key components of the course. And then in step 5 is your digital artifact submission, where you're going to kind of give a 1 or 2-page description of the tools that you used and why. Talk about the name of the tool, why you used it, rationale for use, and a link to that artifact. So if someone just had the paper, that they could also copy and paste or copy down that link and go to it and access it there as well. And remember, I think up here I said 5 to 7 pages. And down here I said 7 to 9 pages, does not include the title page. So somewhere in between 5 and 9 pages, and 7's about right there in the middle. So don't be shooting for as little or don't be shooting for as much as you can do. Just somewhere in that boundary what you need to do to best communicate your information to me. 6 to 8 digital artifacts. Like I said, they can be previously completed coursework and represent an array of digital tools. I wouldn't want all your artifacts to be just a Padlet or something along those lines. So again, I'm going to take a moment here to transition my screen to TEL from a previous class and just briefly walk through how one student chose to represent this. This doesn't have to be the way that you represent it. One moment. In this paper, Amanda Carpenter chose her introduction. This 20-minute workshop entitled We'll Teach Other First Grade and Gifted and Talented Teachers to Integrate Technology. Participants will communicate the importance of. So it kind of gives an introduction of what she's doing, then has the lit review, which in a sense backs up, literally is expanded, how the research does not stop there. In other words, it kind of backs up what she is doing, if you will. It kind of provides that scholarly rationale. And then the lesson plan and the objective, assessment, resources, and equipment, objective statement, relevance, direct instruction, closing statement, discuss literature review, importance of technology, students, closing statement. She has a lesson plan here, reflection, 1 to 2 page reflection, and introduction of the artifacts here, where this last 1 or 2 pages where this is a tool, why she used it, the rationale, and the artifact itself. The literature review, the tool is a SoundCloud, and she also used the Show Me app as well. So I hope that gives you a better idea of what the outcome and end result of this project is. You're demonstrating your mastery of the core skills through the construction of a unit, a lesson, or a professional development training that you'll be providing. You're going to do that through an application such as VoiceThread or Adobe Spark or Screencast-O-Matic, because you're going to be communicating that asynchronously through a web application instead of being up in front of the class. And then once that is completed, you're going to have an accompanying paper that supports in a more academic and scholarly way the rationale behind why you did what you did. And that's going to demonstrate through the use of artifacts, a literature review, and a process in a 5 to 7 to 9, somewhere in there, page paper that demonstrates what you did. I hope that helps, and please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.